Hey everybody, it is time for Legal Help Live. Ralph Saltzman here, Steve Jameson, right there.
Hello.
We are the Legal Help Live team. We're here to answer your questions. You're going to call us at 1-800-405-4222. That is how you get on to ask one of those questions. And if you do, you get a legal answer. That's pretty much how this thing works.
What if we gave them an illegal answer? Would that be a problem?
No, because we're really actually not giving anybody advice. What we're doing is listening carefully, making some suggestions, and if you want,
snide remark.
And a what?
Sometimes a snide remark.
A snide remark, and we attack people vigorously sometimes when necessary in order to make a point. We're just kidding. Call us at 1-800-405-4222, and we will answer that legal question. Just be advised of this. There's like 1 million people watching and listening, so if you expect some level of confidentiality, you're not going to find it here, not now, not today, not any Wednesday from 4 to 5 on City TV Channel 16 in Santa Monica or LA 36 LA.
Use a different name. So if you're going to call in and ask us a question about something that's really happened to you, use a different name. Certainly don't tell us the names of the other people involved because there's nothing confidential. Am I right?
That's what I hear, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So call us at 800-405-4222. We're here for an hour. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to give you some idea about maybe what you should do, or maybe some conclusion that maybe you haven't come to already, or maybe something that you figured out yourself and you just want to know if we believe the same thing. So give us a call, 800-405-4222.
Or if you really have the answer, we'll call you.
That
And
would
we'll
be
ask
good.
you a legal
We
question.
should do that. That'd be a new format for our show. We'll send out the question, and you
Right.
can all call in and
That'd be
give us
fun.
an answer.
That'd
and
be
see what
fun.
you
Or
have to
just
say.
give us your phone number.
Yeah.
We'll call it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That'd be good.
We have some people who want to talk to us now, so let's go to the phones. Talk to Rebecca. Rebecca,
Hi.
you're calling from
Whoa.
Santa Monica, yes?
Yeah.
And how are you?
I'm good.
Then why are you calling?
My boyfriend's not good.
Oh, what happened? Tell us what happened.
He ordered a bad pizza.
No, I wish. Okay, so he got in an accident. He rides a motorcycle. I don't know why it's so dangerous, but
Yep.
anyways, he rides a motorcycle and he works at a hospital. He's in this program. He's a resident at one of the. I don't want to say which one.
Wait, he's a
Okay.
resident? You mean he's a doctor?
Well, he's not. He's doing his residency.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a resident is he a resident in a prison?
No.
No.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. He's a resident, which means he's finished medical school and he's a resident in a hospital.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And he rides a motorcycle.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he got into an accident,
Got it.
and I wasn't with him or anything, but so he went to the hospital, and it was horrific. He was in there forever. It's been a month now, and he's still recovering. I mean, he's getting better, but it's a very slow process. Anyways, the question I have is that, so he's in this program at the hospital, and he's missed a rotation, which
Yeah.
sort of puts him behind a little bit.
Well, a
And-
rotation. If I know what you're talking about, and I've never been a doctor or a resident in a hospital, but I do know that residents in hospitals after medical school go through different areas of medicine where they really learn. They get educated in different areas, from psychiatry to
Yeah,
to
exactly.
internal medicine,
Gynecology.
heart, emergency, stuff like that. Okay, so you're saying
Exactly.
he missed the
I
rotation.
don't know what he missed out on, but I know he missed something. So
All right.
now
So how
the problem
badly-
is
How badly was
that
he injured?
the hospital has said they're either going to fire him or let him go or whatever, or make him repeat the entire year, because he's missed one rotation, and so they're either going to let him go or make him redo all of this stuff he's already done because he was in an accident, and it wasn't even his fault. There was a car, and he was, you know how motorcycles go in between cars?
Yeah.
Well,
I
a car,
do.
he was driving in the middle of cars, and some car just turned into him. So it wasn't his fault or anything. There was no alcohol or anything involved.
Okay,
It was
so
just
so
an
let me
accident.
see if I can break this down a little bit. So you've got your boyfriend who's a doctor going through a residency program at a hospital, which it's difficult to find, difficult to get into, prestigious to get a residency somewhere, wants to keep that job, riding a motorcycle in between traffic, car somehow comes over and hits him, knocks him down, he gets injured, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's injured badly enough that he cannot go to work at the hospital where he has the residency program. Is that true?
Correct.
All right. And now the hospital says, since you can't do your job and you can't make your rotations, you can't study, you can't do those things that you're required to do, we're either going to have to let you go because you can't complete the program, or you're going to have to redo the entire program for the year. Is that the whole thing in a nutshell?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, and the question is whether or not the hospital can do that?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem right. I mean, like, don't you get leave for a medical emergency? I mean, if
Well, you
I
do.
got
You
pregnant,
know,
my job couldn't fire me. So.
well, your doctor couldn't fire you, but you're not working for the hospital, or maybe you are. I don't know. But here's
No, I'm not.
Here's the thing. Your boyfriend is employed by that hospital. Okay, in that residency program, your boyfriend's getting paid money, not a lot of money compared to what doctors might otherwise make, but he's
Yeah.
getting money. And he is an employee there. And if he's disabled, then the hospital still has generally, an obligation to find some way to allow him to do his work. So if he's disabled in some way, they have to find a way to try and accommodate him. There's some special rules for internships, residencies, things like that, that if he was just a straight employee working someplace, maybe wouldn't apply to him. But in general, he probably has that right. So the first thing he has to do, probably, is he has to talk to the human resources people at the hospital and say, look, I want to get accommodated here. I have this disability as a result of this accident, and I can still do certain things. I may not be able to do everything, but I can do certain things, and I can still, therefore, complete my program. That's the first thing. If the human resources people do what they're supposed to do, they will engage in what's called an interactive process with your boyfriend to sit down to try and figure out what the hospital, as the employer, can do for him so he can finish up. If all that fails, then he's going to have to make a decision on whether or not he truly can perform the duties of the residency. And if he can, then he may have a good lawsuit if they try and fire him because they say he can't. If he can not do those things, then he may have some other rights, but it may not be completing the program at that time. So really what your boyfriend ought to do, I think, is probably talk to the human resources people there, see if he gets a good shake out of that, see if they're fair and equitable, and do something that he's comfortable with. And if that's not going to happen, then talk to a lawyer and do it right away before they actually terminate him and before he makes a decision.
Is it better for him, because they haven't made any decisions. They haven't talked to him, and I've told him that I think he should go and talk first, and say this isn't this.
Rebecca, I think that's a pretty good idea. I think maybe he should initiate the conversation. At this point, it sounds like he's getting some rumors back to him from the hospital, and it would be really good for him to be fully informed before he even decides whether he's got to make any of these decisions. So the first part of that would be to educate himself, I think. And he's really treading on thin ice. I don't want to mix metaphors. He's treading water, he's skating on thin ice, because being a resident at a prestigious hospital is a fantastic thing, and he doesn't want to screw that up. He especially doesn't want to screw it up if they're not going to be taking adverse action against him anyway. So he should be very, very, very careful. If he wants to talk to a lawyer in the meantime, that's fine. People get to talk to lawyers. That's part of the education process. You got all that down?
Yeah.
All right. So in a couple of months, you're going to call us back. You're going to say he's back in rotation. No adverse action was taken against him. The time he lost, he's going to make up in kind and no more, and everybody's happy. And in 5 years, he's going to be making $100 million a year as a plastic surgeon.